Good morning. My name is Ryan Woods, and I proudly serve as the Parks Commissioner for the City of Boston. Let me get this mic up a little bit. And we're here as part of the mayor's effort to get City Hall outside of City Hall, to get into the neighborhoods, to engage with residents, hear what issues are going on, talk about exciting new initiatives across the city. We have all different city departments here, too many to name, but the ones that are tabling that I've seen so far: Boston Public Health Commission, ISD, Environment, Landmarks, 301, BPDA, Libraries, Age Strong, and the Veterans Affairs Office. All around, we had free plants that went like hotcakes, I think, this morning, all grown from seed in our Franklin Park greenhouses. And although it is sunny now, it was raining this morning. We would have been out in Elliott Norton Park, but we thank the BPL for letting us be inside today. So let's give a round of applause for the Boston Public Libraries. If we were in the park, I did want to acknowledge we did lose a hero in the community this year, Tom Kaichuk. Tom was in Bay Village Parks every day, in Elliott Norton every day, helping us keep those parks clean, well-programmed. He's missed, but his legacy lives on with the Friends of the Park, so we thank them for all of their efforts. Round of applause for the Friends. Thank you. Another big initiative of the mayor's this year is her commitment to youth. This year we want to start with the basics. Make sure kids know how to swim. Make sure they know how to bike. Make sure they're engaged with the arts. Make sure they get their hands dirty and learn how to plant. Make sure they are part of a sports team and know that camaraderie that comes with that, and to learn a sport. To give them all the success and show them pathways and different ways they can go. So we're trying this initiative throughout the city. We're going to have bikes in parks this summer where there'll be bike lessons. There's different ways that you can sign up for swimming lessons. We want to get out there and, like I said, get kids' hands dirty. So we're excited that that can all happen this year. Another thing I want to thank is the hardworking men and women of the Boston Parks Department. They grew the plants from seed. We're giving out our free summer guide. Damien, do you want to hold that summer guide up? This is our Bible to summer. All free activities from concerts, movies, arts workshops, all free of charge throughout the neighborhoods for the whole month, June, July, and August. Please visit that. They're also on boston.gov. It's now my pleasure to bring up your liaison, a person who's in this community all the time, helps work on issues, helps make things work. It's now my pleasure to introduce Chu Huang.
Greetings, my fellow Bostonians. 你好，大家好。大家好，我係黃楚南，我係市長個聯絡人，唐人街聯絡人。Greetings, my fellow Bostonians. My name is Chu Lan Huang, Mayor Wu's neighborhood liaison for Chinatown, downtown, and the Leather District. I don't need claps for every line because we will never get done with this. I'm truly humbled to be here today, standing before you all as your neighborhood liaison. First, I must take a moment to express my sincerest gratitude to the Boston Music Project musicians. That we can clap for. To the residents, to the community leaders, to the amazing colleagues at City Hall, whom I get the honor of working with on a daily basis. And of course, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Mayor Michelle Wu and Chief of Community Engagement, Brianna Malore. Thank you for the honor of a lifetime. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve this amazing community that I love so dearly. And Mayor Wu, you're truly a trailblazer and a visionary. And your leadership inspires all of us to work, to push harder, to embrace the possibilities, and to work tirelessly toward a shared vision for a better future. And for that, I'm truly grateful. As many of you know, I was raised right here in Chinatown. This vibrant community has been my home for as long as I can remember. My younger sister and I both attended Boston Public Schools from kindergarten to grade 12. She's off to Yale next year, so congratulations to her. And it fills me with so much joy to recognize the Josiah Quincy Elementary School as an integral part of not just our journey, my sister and mine, but the journey of so many that grew up in this neighborhood. As we reflect on the past 16 months, I'm excited to share a brief snapshot of what we have accomplished in this neighborhood together. Let's start with our streets. While the great Kobe Bryant once said, the job's not finished, and we understand that, we did repave a large crosswalk that has been the pain of so many on Beach Street. As for art, the Chinatown Worker Statue project is underway. The City of Boston has allocated $1 million to identifying sites for which these pieces will be placed. Those statues are currently on display at the Power Arts Center, so please check that out when you get a chance. And for our schools, we'll be moving forward with the much-needed repairs, the envelope repairs of the Josiah Quincy Elementary School this summer and next. And of course, the Josiah Quincy Upper School building. The brand new Josiah Quincy Upper School building is underway. The $200 million building. I would like to take this moment to thank everybody again. I'd like to invite everybody to my monthly coffee hours on the last Friday of each month at the Wang YMCA. Without further ado, I would like to introduce my mayor and yours, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, tap someone who's talking and tell them to be quiet, please. We want to keep your attention for just a little bit longer. I know there's so many great conversations to be had with community members, and this is the whole point of why we're doing this. Thank you again so much to the Parks Department, our incredible Parks Commissioner Ryan Woods, and the entire team. We are hosted today by the library, so we're very grateful to BPL, and thank you. But this has been, Ryan, how many years have we been doing this series as a city? This is our 26th year as a city, spending time in as many of our parks as possible in each and every neighborhood to make sure that city government is as close to being right at your doorstep and fingertips as possible. And so part of that beloved tradition is, as you heard, the Parks Department, seed by seed, plant by plant, preparing months in advance so that we can offer a little bit of the City of Boston's green for you to take home and keep in your homes as well. So I want to recognize all their hard work and thank them. As you heard from Ryan, we are really focusing on making Boston the greenest city in America and the best place to raise a family anywhere in the country. And so our park system is really at the center of all of that. These are the community spaces that are free for all and that have programming and are intended to draw you in. There are many departments whose hard work goes into that. And so I know several of our cabinet members are here. Many additional departments are here as well. Ryan mentioned several of them. I want to also shout out Chief of Human Services, Jose Masso, who I see in the back over there. He runs all of our BCYF centers, many of the departments that are your direct connection to services. We also have some of our public safety leaders keeping us safe and, as usual, watching from the very back where they can see the whole crowd. We have our Fire Commissioner, Paul Burke, our Police Commissioner, Michael Cox. Thank you for all that you do. And our other public safety chief, I saw earlier upstairs. Where's Chief Hooley? Chief Jim Hooley. Okay, he's all the way, I think, up at the top. Chief Jim Hooley from EMS. Thank you for making Boston one of the healthiest cities in the country. Who am I missing from our cabinet? I see some folks from the BPDA, Diana, for our Director of Urban Design. I see folks from our Equity Cabinet, Public Works, Transportation, Housing, and of course, your incredible Chinatown liaison. Well, Chu serves a larger area than Chinatown. Give a round of applause for Chu. It was really the idea of the liaisons, Enrique, our ONS director, and Chief Brianna Malure of Civic Engagement, to put a slightly new twist on this 26-year-old tradition, that instead of just making sure we are out and about and bringing city leaders to you, we're also giving you some direct information about your particular neighborhood. So think of these almost as a mini state of the neighborhood event. We do the big state of the city. This is about what's happened right here in the neighborhood. Chu mentioned that one thing we're really proud of is setting aside some funding so the Chinatown Worker Statue Project will get underway. We're so grateful to many of you who've been involved. We put money to affordable housing. I'm going to tick down a couple of the accomplishments that Chu and our larger team have made happen. Through the Community Preservation Act, more than $4 million of funding going right here to preserve our city. That is 66 units of affordable rental housing right here in Chinatown. The city has also received $1.8 million in federal funding to design a new park connecting Chinatown, now separated by I-90, and adding green space to the neighborhood. Also, we know we were supposed to be in Bay Village, and we have Bay Village neighbors and residents here. The Coconut Grove Memorial is set to be fully stood up this year with funding from the Community Preservation Act as well. A long, long time coming for that major event, that tragedy in our city, and the many families who were impacted. I also want to just celebrate that our 311 app, which is the best and fastest way to make constituent service requests, is now available in 11 languages. We wanted to, including Chinese. And the Public Works Street Lighting Division has been working with the Environment Department, Landmarks, and Bay Village Neighborhood Association to continue getting gas lamps that are beautiful, but we could make them a little more energy efficient and climate friendly, converted into LED, which would offer everyone cost savings and be able to preserve the historic look and feel of the neighborhood. So those are just a snapshot of what's been happening around here. Overall, we are committed to making Boston a place for people. And so thank you so much for your role in that, all that you all do. A very important department that I missed. We have the director of the Boston Housing Authority, the administrator of the Boston Housing Authority, Kate Bennett here, along with her soon-to-be successor, Kenzie Bach, who's over on this side. Boston Public Health Commission. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that. Thank you for all being here, to all of our city workers, and thank you especially to our young people for making time for us out of school to play.
Tim, it's just one name. I'm going to try it, or?
I think we have some questions to do first. Should I do that?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so a couple of you all submitted questions ahead of time, so we'll do some quick questions, and then we're going to do a raffle drawing. If you are interested in getting the response to your question and we don't get to it, please come up and make sure we have your contact information, and then we will follow up afterwards. Okay, but why don't we pick 3 quick ones, because I know everyone wants to get back to group conversations. Okay, so here's a question from Matthew. We're making good efforts as a city to address affordable housing with structural changes, which I fully support, but it doesn't seem we're making the same concerted effort for permanent supportive housing, which is largely left to one-off project proposals at individual sites in a handful of neighborhoods. Could we launch a citywide initiative to identify sites for permanent supportive housing in every Boston neighborhood so we can more rapidly meet our city's need and streamline debate about individual projects? So, where's Matthew? Okay, thank you. It is a great question and a very necessary one. I'll continue saying that our #1 challenge as a city is housing. Everything else that we're doing relies on people being able to stay in their communities and afford to live in this city. And so housing has a whole bunch of chunks to it. I will leave it open if either of the leaders from the BHA want to chime in more, but we need to tackle this from all different angles. 1, every bit of funding that we have, as much as possible, we're devoting to affordable housing to make those individual projects, as Matthew points out, work. And then 2, the structural or systemic, we are making changes to the zoning code so that there will be more projects that don't have to go through a complicated exceptions-based variance process. And that planning with community members will happen at the front end rather than one by one at the end when it's frustrating for everyone. So we are looking into things like making sure that squares and corridors across the city are zoned for the right levels of density, including housing that will be easier We're looking to partner to make conversions from commercial office buildings over to residential possible. And with permanent supportive housing in particular, there are a couple very important projects that are being proposed in locations across the city now. We are learning from how those processes are going and working, as you say, to make that effort. Some of this is doing what we can where we have fullest jurisdiction and authority. And so using city-owned land as the first starting point, that is going to be one key checkpoint as we have analyzed every square inch of city-owned property, whether it's a redevelopment of an existing building or a parking lot that could be something totally new. This is going to be a key part of it. I want to recognize City Council President Ed Flynn. Thank you so much for all your leadership, Council President. We were going through a couple questions from the audience, and then I'd love to invite you to speak and then help us draw the raffle prize. Okay, let's do two more. Okay, how are you planning to evolve, I think it says evolve, BPS and education? How to ensure that young Bostonians are getting the best education? And this question comes from Hiromi. Is Hiromi here? Thank you so much for asking this. As a mom, this is what I think about all the time, and this is what I truly want the legacy of our city and administration to be. Greenest city, best city for families. And so that focus on our young people, as you heard from Ryan, is about not only schools, which I'll talk about more, but all the things that they need in their lives to be confident, supported, know how to play sports, arts, grow things, et cetera, benefit from all the resources that Boston has. When it comes to education, I would say, okay, a couple of summary points. One, we're focused a lot on the either end of the education system. Universal pre-K, early education with enough seats for everyone, because we lose a lot of families who can't afford or can't find a spot. Chinatown, for example, is very lucky that BCNC has a program right here and continues to add seats and add providers to that program. We were very proud to partner with them and help open up a new classroom that had been sitting empty at BCNC because of the way that we changed the way we fund, as opposed to funding individual young people, but then waiting for the center to be able to have enrollment to reach a full classroom. Now we fund the full classroom and then let the center find people to fill it. So we're trying to change the order of that in order to better guarantee and make that space available first. And then on the high school end, this is where we need to make sure that we're making some real investments so that there are quality options across the entire city. Part of what will make, I spend a lot of time with young people in our classrooms, what will make them excited to come to school is programming that is supportive and interesting and consistent to them. We have a focus on equitable literacy because you can't do math or learn history unless you can really read and engage all of the texts. Those are the building blocks, and we're going to keep layering on top of that. We're overhauling special education because it is a knot right now that we're actually segregating families according to the diagnoses or the needs that their child has, which are only located in certain schools, as opposed to services following the student, whatever school is closest and most convenient to their family. And so that's a major $50 million investment we've made in partnership with our teachers to make that happen. We're also investing in our school buildings. The Quincy School, by the time it's done, knock on wood, will have taken almost a dozen years to do. And there's various reasons. There was a property swap, and it was very complicated, and it landed exactly where it needs to be. But we need to be pumping out these projects much, much, much faster, and we're making some changes so that that whole thing can go faster across the entire city. And then finally, we really want to wrap around students with social emotional supports and extracurriculars, youth sports, arts, so that they have every possible reason to be excited about coming to school. Okay, let me try to pick a faster one for me. Sorry I talk so much. Do you have any plans for empty storefronts? Can some of these be used for city services or shelter? As we see everywhere, especially in neighborhoods closer to downtown, the pandemic had a big effect and continues to. Our economic opportunity and inclusion department is really focused on making sure small business owners have support to get into new vacant buildings so we can fill these up as quickly as possible. We also have a new, the director of nightlife economy so that we can focus on unlocking a whole new part of the economy with new jobs and the partnerships. Public transportation has so much to do with whether businesses can survive in different parts of the city. And so we will keep pressing the T as well to keep that progress going. I'm very excited about the new general manager, but we will continue partnering with BTD and them on people have the housing, transportation, schools, safety, that open space, that's the whole package. So thank you, everyone. Now I'd like to pass it over to City Council President Ed Flynn.
Thank you, Mayor Wu, and honored to be here with Mayor Wu and her administration team, and to thank the mayor for the important work she and her team are doing in this community, but mostly to thank the mayor for her support of our immigrant neighbors that have had a difficult time during this pandemic. We've seen a rise in anti-Asian racism, hate crimes, but what this community did was come together and support each other during difficult times. But also we have to refocus ourselves to make sure that this community gets the services that we desperately need, and we're honored that we're having a new school, Josiah Quincy School, a new library. We're making improvements in our parks, in our playgrounds, but also trying to do more work on supporting our small businesses, language and communication access. I will stop there. I apologize for being late this morning, but I'm honored to represent you. It's a wonderful, vibrant, engaging community. I want to thank our city workers that are here, the Boston Police, Boston Fire, and our Parks Department, the Housing Authority. I also see our Boston municipal officers here as well, so I want to thank the municipal officers. We also have a wonderful connection with the Rose Kennedy Greenway and with Chris Cook's team, so honored to be here, honored to be with my friend, the Mayor of Boston, and we were just joined by City Councilor Erin Murphy as well. Thank you, and hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank City Council President Ed Flynn, recognize and welcome City Councilor at Large Erin Murphy, and I will invite Councilor Murphy to help us announce the raffle.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, and the winner is Ting.
From New Whitney Street.
Ting, are you still here? You live on New Whitney Street.
We're happy to follow up.
But we have your number, so we're going to call you. So congratulations.
And just a quick thank you to Dunkin' Donuts in the back, giving out free iced coffee and donuts, and Star Market with fresh fruit in the back. You can do that. And last person to call out, very exciting, we have a new hire at the Parks Department, our new Director of Urban Forestry. For the first time, Todd Meestor is here, overseeing our tree canopy to enhance all of our trees and preserve them.